Have you ever wondered why some people seem to dislike you immediately, even when there's no clear reason for it? It's as if, no matter how much effort you put into being kind and polite, there's always someone who reacts in a cold or distant manner. What drives certain people to feel aversion or distaste toward us without an obvious cause? This is a complex puzzle that isn't always rooted in our actions or words. Often, the underlying causes of these negative feelings are deeply rooted in human psychology and may stem from hidden resentments, unspoken insecurities, or even misunderstandings that grow over time. Understanding why some people develop aversions or negative feelings toward us is more than just a curiosity. It's a vital tool for navigating the complex social interactions we encounter every day. In this exclusive video, we'll explore 9 unexpected reasons why others may hold intense negative emotions toward us. These insights can broaden your perspective and offer new views on the relationships around you. Before we begin, I want to sincerely thank you for your support. If this is your first time watching, please like the video and turn on notifications so YouTube can help more people like you find this content. Now let's embark on this transformative journey. Ready to join us? Number 1. Envy and jealousy. Envy and jealousy arise when someone sees something in another person that they wish they had but feel they cannot achieve. These feelings often start subtly but can turn into hostility over time. The presence of these emotions can spark destructive reactions in those who feel them, turning admiration into disdain and respect into resentment. Envy and jealousy aren't limited to material achievements or success, but can also stem from personal traits or a lifestyle that someone else views as unattainable. When faced with someone else's success, instead of feeling inspired or celebrating, a person might start feeling inferior, leading them to try to bring down the person they once admired. This phenomenon often reflects a personal dissatisfaction, an inner discomfort that gets projected outward. Envy and jealousy aren't about what you did or didn't do. They're about what the other person feels within themselves. This resentment can grow and lead to behaviors like gossip, slander, or even attempts to sabotage others' success. Rather than accepting someone else's success as natural, a person driven by envy may try to undermine it in some way, whether by discrediting achievements or spreading false rumors. Often, envious behavior reflects more on the person's insecurities than on any actual fault of the one they envy. Even if these feelings show up as harmful actions, it's important to understand that this isn't about the person being targeted, but about the one carrying these feelings. However, the real challenge lies in how we react to such attitudes. When someone behaves enviously or jealously, our natural response might be defensive or even angry. However, Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't let such emotions affect us. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not worry about things beyond your control." The envy and jealousy of others are outside our control, and reacting negatively to them only feeds a cycle of hostility and disturbance. The key is to remain calm and understand that these emotions belong to the other person, not to you. Focus on what you can control: your peace, your reactions, and your thoughts. When we center on our actions and don't let others' feelings affect us, we come closer to maintaining our serenity and continuing on our path of personal growth. Over time, understanding that envy and jealousy belong to those who feel them can help us handle difficult situations with more balance. Don't take personally the reactions of someone who feels threatened or diminished by your achievements. By adopting a mature and centered stance, we can avoid falling into the trap of resentment and continue moving forward with confidence, knowing we're in control of our own journey. Number 2, misunderstandings and ineffective communication. Misunderstandings can start off small but quickly turn into emotional barriers that distort how others see us. A word taken out of context, an inappropriate tone, or even a facial expression can have a much bigger impact than we might think. The problem arises when these small communication lapses aren't addressed, allowing them to pile up and create resentments that become harder to overcome over time. When someone sees us as disrespectful, distant, or even hostile due to a misinterpretation, the emotional impact is deep, creating a distance that affects the relationship. The key to preventing misunderstandings from turning into bigger issues is effective communication. Without it, conflicts grow, as we fail to convey our thoughts and emotions clearly. The issue isn't just in speaking, but also in listening. The lack of active listening, where we truly try to understand the other person, creates fertile ground for assumptions and snap judgments. When this happens, relationships become skewed, based more on communication failures than on the reality of the situation. By understanding the role communication plays in causing resentments, we can take steps to prevent them. We need to be transparent, open, and honest in all our interactions. This means not only speaking clearly, but also giving others the benefit of the doubt and trying to understand their perspectives, especially when there's uncertainty. This mutual effort to seek clarity prevents small misunderstandings from growing into big problems, keeping relationships healthy and positive. Beyond communication, though, there's another factor that can worsen misunderstandings: differences in values. When one person's values clash with another's, the situation can escalate quickly. These differences can go beyond religious or political beliefs and touch on more personal areas, like work ethic, lifestyle choices, or even the details of daily interactions. When someone sees their own values as the only right ones, any differing opinion can feel like a threat. This creates a defensive environment, where even a simple disagreement becomes a reason for disdain. This defensive mindset can turn minor disagreements into clashes over identity and worldview. When beliefs are deeply rooted, even a simple challenge to them can feel like a personal attack. This raises tensions, creating a wall between people that, instead of promoting understanding, only increases resentment. The unwillingness to understand the other person, coupled with quick judgments, prevents the building of a genuine connection, leaving room for fears and biases to spread. Stoicism offers valuable insight for handling these situations. Epictetus noted that we are all products of the experiences and environments in which we were raised. This means people hold different beliefs and values based on their own lives. Understanding this diversity is essential to extending tolerance and respect. By engaging in open, respectful, and tolerant dialogue, we not only avoid resentment, but also enrich our own experience by learning from the different perspectives around us. Accepting that differences are natural and necessary for harmonious coexistence is a crucial step in living in society. Number 3, the impact of social comparison. In an increasingly connected society, it's easy to fall into the trap of social comparisons. Constant exposure to other people's lives, whether through social media or daily conversations, can create an invisible pressure on how we see ourselves and feel about others. When we start measuring our lives by others' achievements, successes, and appearances, the risk of feeling inadequate grows significantly. Every accomplishment someone else has can, unintentionally, become a reflection of our own insecurities and shortcomings, leading us to feel as if we're always falling behind. The problem with comparisons isn't just in the difference in accomplishments or how people present themselves, but in the fact that each person is on a unique path. Comparing ourselves to others means ignoring our own life context and the individuality of each journey. One person may be achieving great professional success, while another might be going through a period of self-discovery and personal transformation. Both experiences are valuable, but the comparison between them is unfair and often irrelevant. It's important to remember that comparison reflects anxiety about what we haven't achieved yet, not an indication of what we're capable of accomplishing. True growth happens when we focus on our own goals, accept where we are in our journey, and recognize our victories, however small, without being consumed by external appearances. Each of us has our own time and space to flourish, and this process shouldn't be rushed by the pressure of others' success. Number 4, the influence of rumors and gossip. Rumors and gossip are undoubtedly some of the main sources of hostility in social relationships. Through these often exaggerated or entirely fabricated whispers, our image and reputation can be irreversibly distorted, making us seem like villains before we even have a chance to defend ourselves. Gossip acts like a virus, spreading quickly and seeping into social interactions, corroding trust and fueling suspicion. The problem is that once gossip starts, it takes on a life of its own. The distorted version of reality, fed by a lack of clarification, turns a lie into a truth shared by many. When people believe rumors, especially if they align with their own suspicions or biases, the damage can be irreparable. These rumors often target sensitive aspects of our life or character. with the aim of tearing us down. While gossip is usually unfounded, it gains strength precisely because of the sensational and forbidden nature of the information shared, making it irresistible for listeners and consequently spreading further. The impact of malicious gossip can be devastating. From social isolation to damage in our personal and professional lives, the consequences can be profound. The difficulty in fighting hostility fueled by rumors lies in the fact that often we're not dealing with reality, but with a manipulated version of it. Staying grounded in the truth, preserving your integrity, and not succumbing to lies and distortions is crucial. Authenticity, transparency, and consistency are the best defenses against the poison of rumors. Trusting your truth and staying true to your values will eventually dispel the lies and restore your reputation. Truth has a strength that no lie or malice can overcome. Number 5. Personal insecurities and projection. One of the most overlooked but frequent causes of hostility is unresolved personal insecurities. When someone doesn't address their own vulnerabilities, these insecurities can turn into envy, resentment, and hostility, especially toward people who appear free from those same weaknesses. Insecurities can stem from many sources, like traumatic experiences, past failures, or constant social comparisons that make us feel as if we're falling behind others. As the philosopher Seneca noted, when someone feels insecure, they often project those insecurities onto others, particularly toward people who display qualities or achievements they themselves desire or fear. For example, if someone feels insecure about their career, they might begin to resent a colleague who's excelling. In this case, projection acts as a defense mechanism, where the person tries to deflect inner pain and rather than dealing with their own feelings of inadequacy, directs negativity towards someone they see as everything they wish to be. This projection can quickly escalate into hatred, as the person starts seeing the other as a reflection of their own limitations. Instead of drawing inspiration from the other's achievements, they may see them as a threat to their self-esteem, a painful reminder of what's missing in their own life. This dynamic often creates hostility without real cause, as it's more about the individual's inner struggles than any external action taken. Understanding that these insecurities and projections are not reflections of something you did, but rather someone else's internal battle can help you avoid feeling personally attacked. Recognizing this phenomenon is the first step in dealing with others' negativity with compassion and empathy, creating a more positive and welcoming environment. By addressing these issues with maturity and balance, we can prevent insecurities from becoming barriers that distance us from one another, fostering healing and mutual understanding. Number 6. Lack of empathy and understanding. In an ideal world, everyone would be guided by empathy and understanding, but reality often shows otherwise. The absence of these essential qualities can be a deep source of resentment. When someone cannot put themselves in another's shoes, an invisible barrier starts to form, leading to misunderstandings that over time can turn into hostility. Lack of empathy isn't just the inability to feel others' emotions, it's also a failure to understand others' motivations and reactions, resulting in distorted interpretations and unwarranted negative feelings. Without empathy, a person tends to make quick judgments, viewing the world in a rigid and simplistic way, which can lead to unfair and shallow assessments. Self-centeredness also plays a role. Narcissistic individuals, for example, are so focused on themselves that they struggle to recognize or value others' experiences and feelings, which leads to a sense of indifference. This lack of attention can be perceived as hostility, as the other person feels ignored or undervalued. It's important to understand that resentment from others often stems not from something you did, but from that person's emotional limitations. Recognizing this can help you approach situations with more balance and empathy, building bridges of understanding where possible, and protecting yourself from the negative effects of others' hostility. Acting with compassion and resilience in the face of these challenges can help ease conflicts and maintain a healthier perspective. Number 7. Competition or rivalry. Competition and rivalry, when poorly managed, can become powerful sources of negative emotions. In a healthy environment, competition can be a motivator for personal growth. However, when it crosses the line into obsession, it breeds resentment focused not on personal success, but on wanting to see others fail. This kind of rivalry arises when someone feels overshadowed or undervalued by another. Rather than using it as motivation to improve, they begin to focus on undermining or harming the other person. An obsession with winning can then lead to destructive actions, like defamation, sabotage, or personal attacks. This approach not only harms the targeted person, but also erodes the integrity of the one who adopts it, as their actions stray from ethical standards. As Marcus Aurelius taught, unchecked rivalry can lead to actions that harm others as well as ourselves. Recognizing competition or rivalry as sources of hostility allows us to understand the true nature of these feelings. By identifying these impulses, we can work to transform competition into motivation for mutual growth. Remember, someone else's success does not diminish your own. There is room for everyone to shine, and adopting this mindset can be the antidote to the hostility created by blind rivalry. Number 8, the influence of social expectations. Social expectations can generate negative feelings when someone perceives that you're not following the standards or values they hold dear. Imagine living in a community where everyone is pressured to adhere to specific cultural traditions and beliefs, but you choose a different path. Maybe you pursue a career that's not the typical choice, or get involved in a relationship that doesn't fit traditional norms. For some people, your choices may come as a shock, even causing discomfort or resentment, because they challenge what they believe is right or necessary. This feeling doesn't come from you, but from the invisible pressures of social expectations and the fear of the unknown. Your decisions force them to question their own beliefs. It's important to remember that your life is yours, and your choices, big or small, are part of your unique journey toward happiness and personal fulfillment. You don't have to live according to what others expect, no matter their objections. Living by your own values and being true to yourself is essential for your well-being and a meaningful life. Only by embracing who you are, accepting social expectations, can you live freely. Don't let others' judgments dictate your path. Have the courage to be authentic. Number 9, lack of recognition. The feeling of being ignored or unrecognized is one of the deepest sources of resentment in human relationships. We all want our efforts and achievements to be acknowledged, but when that doesn't happen, resentment can grow quietly and, over time, turn into hatred. This is especially true in competitive environments, like at work, in the family, or within social circles, where the need for recognition is high. As Epicurus once said, when we feel that our achievements are underrated, it can plant the seed of resentment toward those who get more attention. However, recognition is subjective and varies depending on individual expectations. Some people need more validation than others, so it's important to practice open communication and express our appreciation at the right moments. This helps prevent negative feelings from building up and contributes to healthier relationships. On the journey of dealing with these emotional dynamics, it's crucial to set boundaries with those who bring negativity and disturb your peace, especially those caught up in their own insecurities and issues. Setting boundaries isn't weakness. On the contrary, it's a powerful act of self-preservation. Often, the hostility directed at you has little to do with who you are and much more to do with the other person's internal struggles. Whether it's jealousy, misunderstandings, differences in values, rumors, or insecurities, the negative emotions someone holds reflect more on them than on you. Remember, you are not responsible for other people's negative feelings, and you don't need to please everyone. By understanding this, you can develop a more balanced view of relationships and avoid letting negativity affect your self-esteem. Instead, focus on your strengths, qualities, and the cultivation of positive, healthy relationships for yourself. The key takeaway is, each of us is unique, with our own strengths, weaknesses, and paths. When someone doesn't like you, it's often a reflection of their internal battles. So continue your journey with integrity, kindness, and authenticity. Value those who respect and appreciate you for who you are. This will create a healthier and happier environment for both you and those around you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, share with anyone you think will benefit, and leave a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts on all of this. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated on everything coming up. Your participation makes all the difference, and I'm so happy to have you here with us. See you in the next video.